Hi guys, and with Fiona, and we did this set. There is a video of them. They're actually quite nice and blingy with the cat eye. Now it's time to get it off, and we are gonna go nice and Christmassy, but not over the top. So some nice red furs and you know, like maybe a wee snowflakes, like nice and elegant set. So first of all, I have sanitized her hands. Now I'm just clipping off some gems, and then we are gonna. They're actually not bad this time on Fiona. We have used the base gel to secure them. Now I'm just clipping them off. And her natural nails are pretty long, but since I went for my natural nails, I'm gonna see it if we can actually grow Fiona nails as well to be able to carry on the rebalance until we reach the natural nail. Usually when we've got the natural nails, they kind of easier to maintain, like for the clients when it comes to the cleanness underneath than when we've got those kind of mixture of the extension and the natural nail. So all the gems are off, and now I'm just gonna grab the safety bead and remove quite a decent amount of the product, and so we're able to rebalance them nice. There was a glitter encapsulation, so I have to go quite deep. I have just put the power up on my e-file. And I will be jumping from nail to nail. I don't want to produce too much of the heat when I'm filing, especially when I'm going on such a high speed, guys. So first of all, I'm just filing wherever. Like, you know, just to get as much product off as possible. And then go back. So by jumping from nail to nail, I produce less heat friction. Olivia is nearby, so she's listening and she's laughing now because that's the word she taught me how to pronounce it well. Okay, I'm almost where I want to be with this one. And that was a nice sparkly set. And this set was done on the tips. Like if you go back a couple months ago, we have just applied some tips on Fiona's nails. Now here I've got Forgotten Gem. And I'm just gonna use the bead to file it off. Okay, the thumbnail is ready. Next one. So here I've got a tiny bit of lifting, and I'm trying to file below that lifting. Gone. The rest is gonna be a hand file. Just remove some of the excess of the dust. Okay, so that's all that glitter gone. They look pretty messy, but we are gonna turn them into a nice and pretty set. So my next step is to push back those cuticles, so remove the dust and then push back the cuticles. Nice and decent push. Grab my cuticle bead. And then I'm gonna file one side first on much lower speed. So I'm going 15 now. Like I was removing the product on 30 and now going on 15. And you can see how much cuticle is coming off from the nail plate, okay? So at the moment I'm only cleaning off the nail plate. I'm not bothered about the nail fold, only a nail plate. Put it back into the reverse. And now doing the other side. Next step is to trim off the biggest excess. So only something which would disturb me during the product application. Okay, perfect. Grab the file. So 180 by 100 grit. And now we are gonna just reshape them. So what I'm trying to do is file the side walls as much as possible, shorten the free edge. Quite a nice amount. And then clean up any old loose product. On the product I'm working with the 100 grit, is much faster and I can you know, work pretty fast. And then I'm swapping to 180 as I approach the natural nail. So 180 on the natural nail. And then move on into the next one. So again, try to keep the file nice and straight, like to straighten that side wall. Don't cut out the corners, especially as the natural nails after a certain time start to kind of grow down the way, and quite often we can have an empty space here and then drooping on the side. So as you can see it, I'm angling the file to don't touch that place, so I can only file here. Then shorten the free edge, again support the natural nail as much as possible. Blend old product with the natural nail and then swap to 180 grit. Look, empty space. Nice and empty space. And we are nearly at the natural nail length. Okay, now the pinky. Pinky is missing a little bit in that corner. We will fill up with the product. And again, actually 180. Okay, once this part is done, I'm just removing any dust remaining and I'm searching for any other places I want to touch up. Okay, now blue scrub to dehydrate the nail plate. I'm also giving them clean from underneath as well. An extra nail prep. Wait for it a couple seconds to dry, and then we are gonna go with the universal air bond. And again, wait a couple seconds for it to dry. And I'm gonna go with the cover nude because I want to conceal the natural nail, and we are gonna go for like a French manicure as well. Okay, so get the product in, nice and thin layer, like rub this in really properly into the natural nail. Make sure to cap those free edge here.
At 2 o'clock, so you'll get your acrylic removed, biab put on, and we'll also get your gel polish on clothes will be done. Just to let you know, we take.
And I am liking really working with those thin layer. First of all, it cooks really nicely through, and then secondly, you've got a chance to really press it into your natural nails. Like, you know, if you do have quite a thick amount of the product, you cannot press it that much because it will start squishing out everywhere. So when we're working with like a very small amount of the product, you can really press it into every single scratch you have created, and it's making this last longer. Okay, now I'm gonna give it 60 seconds cure, and then once it's freezed, we can apply another layer, and this time we are gonna start building up the apex, guys. So again, nice and thin layer. Because I have removed quite a lot of product, I'm missing quite a lot of it. So picking up a really decent scoop. Now my gel is on very watery side because of the heating. And I'm just working through it to the end. And by the time I finish, it will kind of self-level nicely as well on those places. But this gel is the less self-leveling one, okay? So like for those of you who don't like runny consistency, now freeze it. Yep. This one is more stable, like I would say.
So you've touched it.
Okay, so just the usual, we've got a wee touch. And best thing you can guys do it when we've got those kind of touch is just leave it. You want to curate it more, and then we will fill it up rather than start playing with an half-cured gel. Okay, so this gel isn't cured yet properly, and I don't want to touch it, would be just far too soon. So we don't worry about it at this stage. You would just leave it alone and just move on into another nail. Okay. Build up apex in here. And you can see it, this gel has much more coverage than any other gels. Like, so if you want to camouflage the natural nail, if you want to camouflage like on very short nail beds on the nail biter, this one will be a great solution. But because it's quite highly pigmented, my recommendation would be like to put a very thin layer of the clear gel if you've got it as someone with the problematic nails. Okay, now I'm just gonna cure them. And then another one. So again, nice and thin layer, pull that nail fold down, get some product in there. And this time I'm going to build 2 of them. Watch so you don't touch it. Thanks. Okay, I've got the smoothing side here, so just add in there, freeze it. My brush is becoming pretty messy, so I need to just clean it off because it's like too much of the product residue. Now on this one, now I can safely touch up because I'm not gonna make a mess on my product. Okay, it's not gonna look best, but we are gonna smooth out that touch. Okay, just leave it and then build up the thumb. Work it through that product. And you can see it, this one is self-leveling slower. So it's like there we are. Final cure, 60 seconds. So when my client is cooking, I can show you also how intense it is in a pot. And that was the cover nude we have used today for this stronger coverage of the natural nail. Now my hand is ready, I can take it. Remove the inhibition layer. first wipe, and then I like to grab another one. And at the end, I'm just going to go with the third one, you know, just so we don't have any residues of the inhibition layer on the clients. You want to clean it nice and properly. Okay, shaping time. Might actually show you on 3 of them or so. We are gonna go from like almost underneath, try to avoid these corners, nice and straight. Okay, so I also got enough product to lift that up, like try to again avoid that corners as much as possible. You can even turn a client hand to the side, like I quite like to do that way as well when I've got natural nails which are very, very long. Okay, shorten it, file it a little bit from underneath because I still got those natural nail. And that's already start looking much more decent. Put the dust collector on. Not that I'm actually working on it, because my hand placement should be here, but then it will be quite difficult for you to guys see it. So quite often I would just sacrifice it and keep the hand in a nice camera view rather than where it should be. And no, I can't move the camera because that's the position of the light, so I can see it. Okay, then another one. So again, coming in from like almost a side, file that corners. Like, I mean, don't touch the corners, file that side walls. As much straight as we can get with the natural nail. Not an easy task. But they actually turn it out quite nice shape, I must admit, for the natural nails. Quite difficult as well is to get a coffin shape out of the natural nails because of those natural curves, you know. And for coffin shape, we want to go quite straight and yes, and like try to avoid as many curves as possible. I'm kind of all over the place today a little bit. Again, side, other side. I'm supporting also my file with the finger, so this way you are not that wobbly, like, you know, when you're filing. Again, blend everything around the cuticle area. And to be honest, I actually really like this color on its own, even like on Fiona, it suits her hands. And we had dilemma because she came in to me and she says she fancy maybe something in nude. And then I says, you know what, we are so close to Christmas, let's go for some red. So I'm kind of gonna do a nice mixture of, like, you know, keep it like as much nude as possible because first of all, it wouldn't show the growth, it's not gonna be that straight into the face, but I want to put some small elegant red accents into it. Like, I mean, even a red French, like, I think that will look just fantastic with this sharp coverage. So we are gonna do that. Okay, and the last one I'm gonna show you in the camera. Then I will catch up on the other hand and do exactly the same on my own, so I can entertain my client and we can have a wee chat as well. Okay, and this one looks better. It's not perfect, but I'm happy enough with it. If you're really fussy, you could go with your file and do a couple more movements like this. You know, just like this, couple more movements to get them even better. And then we'll do the cuticle work and the buffing and the design after I catch up on the other hand. So before I use the buffer, I like to use those wee ball. Again, quite a nice slow speed. And now we are gonna work on the nail folds. Maybe a bit faster for Fiona. Okay, so I'm exfoliating the nail fold now. I have done the gel application, we have done the shaping, now we can exfoliate that parts. Put it back into the reverse and we are gonna do the other side. Okay, buffer, make sure you do remove all the sharp edges because it's really sharp, guys. And then first of all, I'm just gonna go all over, like whatever, like nice and fast, like as much as I can. Clean the dust, and now we are gonna slow down and clean everything around the cuticle area. Nice and slow because it's very sharp. I am also keep pushing back the cuticles again. This one had more to blend, so I just went back to the new file, otherwise it would take me too long. Again, inspect it and check what is going on in there. That's a nice squeaky clean. And the last one. finicky, clean the dust, and then we are just gonna retrim the cuticles. But hardly anything to to do it now. Just a wee tiny bits. Can also switch off the dust collector. Messy part is done. We can move on into a pleasant part, which is a nail art. Now people ask me what I hold in my hand, like what I'm using for cleaning the client's hands as well. It's a baby wipes, but make sure they are not like so first of all, they are sensitive skin ones, and they are not moisturizing ones. So no fragrance, like as plain as possible ones. You can find the difference in between them, like the ones which are moisturizing or full of different like ingredients. They are kind of slidey, and they are dry. They not that slidey. I mean, they wet wipes, but they not slidey. They don't bring an extra oils into the hands. Now, Fiona, I've got a pretty short thumbnails, like very short nail beds on the thumbnails, and I usually make them like 1 millimeter shorter than the rest of the nails. It's a difference which you don't notice, like overall, it's not that obvious difference, but it takes away the pressure from a very short nail bed, because I don't want to like cause too much of a trauma to a very short nail bed. Ideally, we don't want to put anything longer than 100% of the nail bed extensions, guys. So for that reason, I make them usually just a touch shorter, but enough so you don't notice the difference. Okay, last touches, and then clean them and move on into the design. So I just get rid of that mess. Okay, so I like to use the back of the form for my products. Yeah, quite nice for a natural nails, I must admit. Like, then red 174 Holy Fusion, our favorite reds. Like, that's the nicest and the prettiest red. Like, I think it's just a perfect shade. And what we are gonna do it is just go for some French in this one. Nice and deep smile line. So don't move. Thanks. But I'm not gonna be too fast about the perfection of the smile line, because we are gonna put some fur over it. So don't waste too much of your time, like as long as it's just about. And Fiona, I've got really tan hands, so the red suits her. She says don't be fussy, and she plays with it. Doesn't matter, like I don't need to play with it. Leave it alone, Dorota. French in this one as well. Or actually we do the fur on the pinky and on the thumbnail. On this one I will do something different, so I'm actually gonna go back to it and just perfected it. I like to change my mind on the go. Okay, so this one I need to perfect it. Gosh, nothing worse when you have to do it like open your hand. Just a small piece, because when you get it from the beginning it's so easy, and then just to add a small dot is always more difficult. And this one is gonna be furry, so I'm not too fussy. Okay, now on this two, I'm just gonna slap a tiny bit of the transfer foil gel. And I'm gonna use the ombre brush. The messier the better, because you will get a nicer look with it. Watch it, your fan. Clean my brush, and I'm just gonna do it couple wee lines. Perfect. Cook it. Okay, and then once you cure it, I've got some red transfer foil. Just cut a small piece of it. And we are gonna add some pretty blingy background in here for our snowflakes. Look how shiny it is, so pretty. Okay, now I can straight away put a high shine no wipe top gel. Over this one. The red I need to cure it a little bit longer, because red gel polish I always cure 60 seconds. The foil gel I cure it 30 seconds. It's so shiny. Cook it. Now we can apply the top coat on the other nails, because they cure properly now. Again, I'm terrible nail tech. I like to test on Fiona what I'm gonna like. so I can kind of play with similar ideas. Because I was really fancy red nails this year, like so badly. The only thing is like Fiona got a tan hands, like really nice and tan hands, and my hands are so pale, like scary pale. And I sewed red on my toes, not necessarily on my hands, but then I thought if I could at least go with it for 2 weeks, because I love the red look so much. Perfect. Now we are just gonna cook them. Okay, snowflake parts. So I'm gonna use the French gel. And just a small scoop of it. My dotting tool. And on this one we are gonna go for a snowflake. And a wee star. So I want a snowflake in that corner. I just did like a wee dots, like a wee flowers. And now we are gonna pull some nice arms. I don't want to go too heavy, like my dotting tool and another dots. Hardly any product in. And just squeezing in wee arms. Okay, then on this one, just gonna go with couple of the dots. And turn them into a stars. Okay, plus couple extra microscopic ones on the side. That is very cute. Okay, on this one we are gonna go quite nice and large snowflake. Oh no. I went quite messy with one dot. There we are. And now turn it into a snowflake. Now, if you don't feel confident enough to do it on all 5, you can do it like 1 nail or 2 and then just cook it. And this is what I'm gonna do it. As you can see it, Fiona is moving her hands, and she's really having worms in her bum always on every single appointment. And I can't do 5 with her at one time because we will destroy them. So I'm just sprinkling, sugaring those 2, the ready ones, and then cook them. Okay, that's them frozen. We can move on into the next ones. So for a balance, because we did really large snowflake here, we are gonna go quite nice and small on this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 5. 1, 2. Can you see her fingers going on? I actually do pretty nice sets for Fiona, and honestly, sometimes I don't know how, because her fingers are always dancing. And you know, guys, when you're painting a French or like a snowflake now, you kind of holding your breath, and making sure things are good. But I am so in love with this red transfer foil, like so in love, admiring that look so much. And I would say it's very simple to achieve, but it has this wow factor, like a really nice wow factor. Hi. Very risky. I'm resting on Fiona's hand. I have trusted her. Okay, this one. I actually love it. You know, we've got the big one and then 2 tiny ones for the contrast. Now let's do the fury beads. See, so when I say like we didn't have to worry too much about the French. Now what I'm doing is I'm just painting a line. And you don't want this line to be too thick because it will look tacky. Like, you know, sometimes less is more. So I'm painting this line pretty nice and thin. Clean up my brush, and now we are just making it nice and fury French. Because you can see it, what is happening, the product which we are pulling from this thin line is making it thicker. So if you would paint very heavy line, it will look really, really thick. And we want to keep this set elegant, not tacky. Okay, I'm gonna sprinkle those 2 nails with the sugar. Trust Fiona and do the same on the thumb. Keep your hand open. Perfect. And don't touch anything, please. Clean up my brush and make it furry. Again, make sure you are working with the clean brush. I hope I'm covering the view. See, that's why sometimes straight view isn't good. Just bring it in a little bit more. I had to release my thumb. Thanks. Now let's sprinkle it with the sugar. Give a final cook of 60 seconds and then I can show you the final results. Perfect, that's them all cooked, so I will just clean the mess which we have done. Guys, now clean the excess of the sugar. And clean my hands, for my client hands. We will go and wash them, like to take a thumbnail picture, because then the things looks much prettier. But I like the connection, like how good coverage we got with the Cover Nude gel, and how nicely it looks against the red. So those the white and red detail. So this hand, nice and pretty, sparkly with this transfer foil, absolutely awesome. The other one is ready too, so I can show you that too. Yeah, I know, having a nails done is just okay. Clean this hand as well, and that's what we have created, guys. I hope you have really enjoyed it and you have learned also something new, and you like the set of the nails as well. We both sending you huge glittery hacks and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.